don't know if there's any way to prove this or what the heck is actually going on between Abbott and DeSantis. If they're just having this little conversation behind the scenes and a little competition that's kind of playing out to the benefit of everybody to see who's making the best decisions and the best moves out there. I'd still put DeSantis a little bit ahead of this, but Texas has a very specific problem to their state. And unfortunately, they're bearing the brunt of this stuff. And what Abbott's doing in order to A, construct the border wall, and now B, close these fucking detention centers, okay? So what does this do? Well, instead of just doing catch and release, or instead of just detaining people that have illegally come over the border, there's an easy way to deal with this stuff. They're coming over the border, they get caught, instead of just throwing them in a fucking cage on the American tax dollar, you fucking send them back. How about that? Instead of wasting money on plane tickets that'll send them to the middle of the country to, I don't know, let the other people take care of it. No, you just ship them back over that fucking wall and then you board up the hole that they came through. Pretty simple. At least that's what Greg Abbott is doing as well. Like he says here, state won't be commandeered into service. Tensions are mounting between Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott and the Biden administration as Abbott plans to shut down centers holding 4,500 illegal alien children and visit the border with former President Donald Trump. Yeah, he's doing that because that that trip is supposed to be happening tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. Abbott has been outspoken about what he calls Biden's disastrous border policies and penned a letter to the Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra, slamming the federal government's resilience on the state. Federal government must solve the federal problem caused by the Biden administration's disastrous open borders policy, Abbott wrote. Texas will not be commandeered into federal government service. Politico reported that Abbott will revoke the licenses of shelters for illegal alien children beginning on August 31st, a move that threatens to upend the refugee settlement effort and has left federal health officials threatening to sue. The outlets further noted that several other states with Republican governors are declining to help the federal government house illegal alien children. That's not their problem. They have to look after their own citizens, okay? If you want to be stupid enough to try to house the rest of fucking Central America on your dime, go ahead and do it, okay? You're just going to have to find the space to do that. New Mexico ain't too fucking keen on this stuff either, so they might tell you to go get fucked. Those are your only friends along the border. Maybe ask Mark Kelly or Kirsten Sinema to see how many guest rooms they have in their fucking palaces back in Arizona, which totally legitimately voted for you, no questions whatsoever. You're the most popular president of all time, Biden. Politico reported that Abbott will revoke the licenses of shelters for illegal alien children beginning on August 31st, a move that threatens to upend the refugee resettlement effort and has left federal health officials threatening to sue. Oh, go ahead, try to sue. I would love to see that one get through any fucking court. Federal government telling states exactly how they have to house illegal aliens. Yeah, you just try to get that past any sort of appellate or the Supreme Court. You try that. You try that. The outlet further noted that several other states with Republican governors... according to the Federal Office of Refugee Resettlement, the number of illegal alien children released to sponsor across the United States between October 2020 and May 2021, number 44,265. That compares to 16,837 released between October 2019 and September 2020. That's a big old difference. That's a big old difference, huh? No, I'm glad Abbott's doing this. What's the point? If they're going to keep on trying to flood your state full of people that you now all of a sudden have to take care of, that they get to live free of charge within your great state? Nah, fuck off. The only pushback you're going to get is on Twitter, and who gives a fuck about their opinions whatsoever, really? And if Washington has something to say about that, just ask Nancy Pelosi to unlock one of her homes for them. Or Bernie Sanders. Really, what prominent Democrat doesn't have multiple homes? I don't know. Maybe the previously mentioned spaceman Mark Kelly can send them off and take them up on a rocket ship. Ooh, you can go to the International Space Station. Ooh, you're such a prolific astronaut. Fucking bald-headed cuck. Anyways, what's happening in Arizona? Well, Doug Ducey finally got his budget cuts. Oh my God, got his budget, and income taxes are finally going to get cut. Thank God. Thank God, because that warranted making sure that 22 very important bills got vetoed. Just in time, too, you fucking bag of shit. I look forward to him probably carpetbagging somewhere else and becoming the second coming of Mitt Romney. After hours of contentious debate and a clearing of a rowdy teachers and activists in the gallery, Why make the distinction? Arizona House Republicans took the final steps to get Governor Doug Ducey a budget. The $13 billion spending plan includes the largest income tax cut in state history. Should Ducey sign it, the state's four-tier income tax would eventually flatten to 2.5%, a lower rate than the lowest current tier. Good. Smaller government, more gooder. It would also cap the state's top income tax percentage that could be paid to 4.5%, meaning high earners and businesses whose income triggers Proposition 208's 3.5% surcharge would pay only an additional 1% to their state coffers. Yeah, it's almost like they understand that the economy is going to need a boost, and that comes through tax incentives. And Arizona itself is looking to capitalize on all of those assholes that want to flee the super high taxes of California, Oregon, Washington. It's like they see what's happening over there in Texas, and they figure, hey, it's half the drive. If you guys are leaving from California, from Los Angeles, from Silicon Valley, if you guys were heading over to Austin, yeah, feel free to stop here. Just leave your politics at the border. That'd be cool. The majority of the tax savings would go to high-earning taxpayers because they pay near majority of the taxes. That's always how that shit works. But an analysis from Ducey's office shows the median income family would save approximately $300. Cool. That's $300 that you could better spend elsewhere. And what did it come at? The expense of nothing. Oh, some dumb cunt. Oh, I'm sorry. Democrats, that's how you pronounce that. Called the 4.5% cap a gift to Arizona's wealthy at the expense of public services. No, you're just bitchy because you fucking hate the rich and you don't give a fuck about the poor, but you like to campaign on that. But there's something more important that's happening in Arizona. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an insight as to what good is happening in Arizona, and about what could potentially be good about what's happening in Arizona as well, because the election audit, its hand count is over, okay? It wrapped up a few days ago. Now they're taking a look at the machinery. Okay, technology consultants hired by Arizona Senate Republicans to probe the 2020 election have finished counting and photographing nearly 2.1 report of the findings is still weeks to months away. Yeah, probably around Labor Day or some shit like that, said Ken Bennett, a former Republican Secretary of State working on the effort. But the milestone marks an end of the most visible portion of the unprecedented partisan election audit that's all getting paid by Republicans anyways. It's just getting bitched about by Democrats, which saw teams of people recruited by supporters of wow, that's a little bit of an opinion piece thrown in there, but cool, I guess, if you want some fucking super biased take on this. Former President Donald Trump working through dozens of pallets of ballots on the floor of a former basketball arena, which you can watch through various other video feeds that are out there. Do you think if a Democrat was doing this stuff, like they did the signature matching for Gavin Newsom's recall effort? I didn't see any video feeds for them doing the signature matching there, but hey. No, it's only partisan and Trump sycophants and trumpets out there. They were just the only ones who were doing this under the cover of darkness, unless you go to ArizonaAudit.com and you can pull up any of fucking 9 feeds at any given time, but okay. The GOP-led Senate ordered the audit after Trump backers claimed without evidence. Whatever, I get tired of repeating the same thing over and over again. Do you think they would? But whatever. That fraud led to his loss in Arizona. Cool. The audit can't change the election results. Something I've said a bunch, but they want to keep running it. It's like, okay, Trump supporters believe if the audit overturns this stuff, one thing will lead to another, and then Trump will be back in there, and then, oh my God, just heaven help us, because they'd unseat the most popular president ever. Go fuck yourself. But the one who's been complaining and crying and putting up roadblocks at every fucking turn has been the Secretary of State, the silver-haired Karen herself, Katie Hobbs. And guess what's going to be happening to her? Well, I wouldn't anticipate her being around much longer, really, or at least not being anybody of consequence. But I'm sure this will be a political attack, and our democracy is under threat. Ugh. Arizona GOP lawmakers vote to strip election lawsuit power from Secretary of State Katie Hobbs. Oh yeah, because after they're done everything at the Veterans Coliseum in Phoenix, they are just immediately going to start suing the fuck out of this. So she's going to try to push this off as long as humanly possible. So at least the Arizona Senate is trying to get ahead of this. Arizona's Republican-controlled legislature moved to strip power from Secretary of State Katie Hobbs in election-related lawsuits, handing that power instead to the Attorney General's office, who's a much more based individual, and that's probably where it should be, okay? You're the Secretary of State. The Attorney General deals with legal matters, so what's your opinion on this? Just head back to LensCrafters and get your second pair for free so you can see that L. The measure, which contained within the budget reconciliation bill, seeks to stop Hobbs, a Democrat, from playing a role in lawsuits related to state election rules, while giving the Attorney General's office sole authority to defend Arizona's election laws. The bill now heads to the desk of Doug Ducey, who hasn't signaled opposition to it. Yeah, he also didn't signal opposition to any of the other bills that hit his desk until he decided, I'd like a budget now. So we'll see what happens with that fucking rhino. The bill's language regarding curtailing Hobbs's power is necessary to ensure the faithful defense of the state's election integrity laws and to eliminate confusion created by the Secretary of State about who speaks for Arizona in court. Katie Connor, spokeswoman for Republicans Attorney General Mark Brnovich. His office also accused Hobbs of filing politically motivated bar complaints against him, his office's lawyers, to target their professional standing and reputation. This bitch will stoop to whatever level necessary, and thank God. Okay, because I think that Arizona still has a bunch of great people there. Clearly, you can see by who they have elected and who's in some of the bigger powers of position. You got Karen Fan, the president of the Senate. Then you got Kelly Ward, head of the GOP, who is just an expert shit poster and really at the forefront of all this stuff. So yeah, I would love to see this get signed, and mostly for her spurg out after this. But yeah, that's what's going on in Arizona, and I guess a little bit of Texas, just to compare and contrast. One governor who's really taken action, and then another one that just lets the legislature do his dirty work, and then he can just act like God by signing or not signing whatever bills he wants, depending on what he feels like when he wakes up in the morning. But with that said, guys, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.